Welcome to the Comedy Club. We have another terrific show for you now. Joy is more than just comedy. She shows us how to live. Hey, Joy, come here a minute. I got some questions for you.
Okay.
Okay, name something that you must have in order to live.
A man. A man.
Name one of the 7 wonders of the world.
A rich man.
Name something that improves with age.
A young man.
I'm sensing a pattern here. Name a Christmas present that you would exchange.
An old man.
Now, a special thanks to the Video Club. We really appreciate their help. And a thank you to our producer and videographer, Noreen Conlon. And videographer, Shirley Muse. Now, this is the last Comedy Club of 2022, as I told you. There'll not be another until January. And we realize that this leaves a real big hole in your day and week and for 2 months. But there's a remedy. Every Sunday at 12:30 on Channel 6, you can view the Comedy Club. And you can catch up with Joey on YouTube anytime just by searching for Joey Sims Comedian and then select a month. Now, classy, clean, and witty comes to mind when you talk about veteran comedian Joey Sims. This wise and energetic single grandmother connects with her audiences with intelligence and real-life humor. Her insight into senior life in Southern California is original and unpredictable, and sometimes even a hint of off-color. Joy has appeared in many venues: television, the Improv, where she was known as the sexy senior citizen, like the Coach House, the original Gong Show. She won. I've never found out what she did to win. And of course, she entertains us every month, as well as other venues here in Laguna Woods. And due to Halloween, I must remind you that she was named Laguna Niguel Mummy of the Year. And later she was named Grand Mummy of the Year. She's very well preserved. Whether at this venue or the many other venues entertaining senior citizens, Joy loves to laugh, and even more, Joy loves to make her friends laugh, and you're all her friends. So let's big another great big welcome to our own funny lady, Joy Sims.
New song. Get out that kitchen and grab those 1, 2, 3. I get down that kitchen and grab those 1, 2, 3. Get in that kitchen 'cause you're a hungry man.
Okay. Who here, I want to know who's named Roger. Raise your hand. Roger. Anybody named Roger? Well, I've been getting notes from Roger, and they've been pretty charming. Then I asked him to send me a picture, and it was just a couple of well-built legs. I don't know what that is, but I wanted to see the top of him. He's not here. Okay. You know, the stuff I tell you is true. It's amazing here. I don't need to do anything but listen and write. Okay, I had a heck of a bad week. Okay. I was eating a salad, I think Thursday night, and I couldn't chew. And what had happened was these four bottom teeth on a 30-year-old fridge fell out. I had a real busy weekend coming up, and you could have driven a car through my mouth. I look great for Halloween. Anyway, on Saturday I called 8 emergency dentists here. And believe you me, there are none. None. No emergency dentists. Try not to ever bleed to death on the weekend. So, anyway, I got these new 6 teeth right here, and they're just artificial. And they're costing $2,500. So when you see me, I want you all to compliment my bottom teeth. For $2,500, I want it to be designer, and I want a compliment. Yeah, and I used to have an hourglass figure, you know, but the sand has shifted. The stuff that happens to us is terrible. It's wonderful that we here at Laguna Woods still have a good time, right? Yeah. Well, my friend has a 42D, and she just gave up wearing a bra. She's tucking them in her waistband. I put a bra on last week and backwards, and it fit. So I'm not only becoming shorter and shorter, but that other thing is happening too. And then you're not going to believe this. I was getting ready for the California Club, and I was putting on expensive black pantyhose. And I thought, oh my God, they've got runs. Then I realized it was my knee surgeries and scars. I would still rather win Dancing with the Stars than Dancing with the Scars, right? And then you're really going to get a laugh. You've heard from me many years how I hate computers, right? So I had to go to the Apple store in the Spectrum. They told me to go to the Genius Bar. So I went there, and there's like 15 kids just standing around, and they just pass you from one to the other. I don't have time to fix that. You go over here to Douglas, ba-boom, ba-boom, just over and over. Well, by the time they got through with about 15 of them, they heard from me. I yelled and screamed. I had to leave campus and come 5,000 miles to here. Someone's going to see me. So anyway, I think they just want to sell you machines. I don't think they really want to help you. Then I got to the Genius Bar, and they didn't even have wine. Anyway, he couldn't help me, and the reason he couldn't help me was my iCloud has disappeared forever. With my ex-husband's social security numbers, things I like, you know. And I think it must be in that airdrop place my girlfriend was always telling me about, because they can't find it. You know, I told you, I think I'm going to heaven, but I won't remember the password. I may not get in. Anyway, the genius told me, you have to have a new password. I said, well, it changes on me every half hour. What are we going to do about that? Anyway, it must contain upper and lower letters, must have a symbol, like a musical note. It must have the feather of a hawk and a drop of unicorn blood. And I hate computers. That's it. Thank you. Let's talk about Halloween. You know, I was raised by a very strict grandma, And she would tell me if I was bad, God would get me, and if he didn't, she would. I was more afraid of her. Anyway, I always had to be home before the street lights came on. I was not allowed to talk to strangers or ever take candy from anyone. Then on Halloween, she would dress me funny and give me a pillow slip and tell me to go knock on strangers' doors for candy. No wonder I was mixed up. She would tell me to say trick or treat. Even then, I wondered what a trick was. Now, if a kid gets to go out, and they probably won't, they would have to stand 6 feet away because of COVID, and they would say trick or treat. Do you have sugar-free? Non-dairy? Hypoallergenic? And gender-neutral candy? Now, what's a skeleton's favorite dance? You know? Bad to the bone, bad to the bone. And what's a person who poisons your cornflakes? That's a serial killer. This is a true story. One time I gave a man a ride, and we were going down the road, and he looked funny at me. And he said, "How do you know I'm not a serial killer?" And I said, "What are the chances of 2 serial killers being in the same room?" With that, he jumped up. Then I like this one. What do Italians eat on Halloween? Fettuccine Alfredo. My dad would have liked that one. Okay, and then a woman and her baby. I got one more. They were in the doctor's office, and the doctor came in for the baby's first exam. And the doctor came in to check the baby's weight, and he showed concern, and he said, is this baby breastfed or bottle fed? He said, we'll have to check something. He said, you strip down, we're going to have to check something. So she stripped down, and then he patted and he pinched and he rubbed her for a while, and then he said, this baby's underweight. You don't have any milk. She said, of course I don't, I'm the grandma. But she said, I'm glad I came here. Anyway, Andy Hendrickson in the back is a comedian and a writer. He's had multiple appearances on David Letterman and The Late Late Show. A very nice young man. And I don't think we've had him before. Of course, I can't remember that far back. But anyway, let's give a good Laguna Woods welcome to Andy Hendrickson.
Thank you, Joey. Thank you, Joey. For Joey Sims right there. He's putting this together, and a great job. Wonderful to be here. Hi, I'm Andy. It's wonderful to see you. I'm glad you all turned out. It's great to see your smiling faces. I can see you now. I used to have poor vision. I got LASIK surgery not too long ago. I was so nervous to get the LASIK surgery because it's your eyeballs, and I used a Groupon. And I don't know if that's the best place to have lasers shot into your face with the discount code online. The doctor recommended something called monovision surgery. That's where the prescriptions are different in each eye on purpose. He said, so sacrifice a little bit on your distance vision, but as you get older, it'll be a lot easier for you to read. I was like, well, I'm not much of a reader, really, but what I was hoping, can you set my eyes for TV? That'll be fine. And I'm gonna need phone, TV, phone, and computer, but I am not paying extra for book. You know how these Groupons work, you lowball us and then you upcharge us for book. Oh, yeah, I'm happy to be here. I drove down, I live in Los Angeles, I'm going down to San Diego after this to visit my mom, who I'm actually, she's looking for a place like this to live. That's what we're gonna be doing down there. So maybe I'll send her up here. That's what we're doing this weekend, for real. We're looking at some places. You guys want her? She's great. She would love this. She would absolutely love this. But I do drive a lot as a comic. I drive so much I have dreams about it. You guys ever heard that dream that you're driving down the highway and you wake up and you're driving down the highway? That one's scary. That's a scary dream. I fly a lot too. People don't like the airport. I don't mind the airport. That's the only place you get to see people who are really out of shape running at full speed, you know? If you were late for everything, you'd be in really good shape, buddy. Uh-oh, Cinnabon. There he goes. Yeah, I live in Los Angeles now. I was an East Coaster most of my life. Any East Coasters who migrated? There you are. There you are. I grew up in the DC area, and then I lived in New York for a long time. I did comedy in New York City for a long time. There's a couple of you. Great city, expensive. Had to leave. So it's quite an adjustment to come from the East Coast out to California, Los Angeles specifically. Yeah, it's very different. You know, I moved there for comedy, and it's very different. Everyone's super health conscious. My first neighbor talked me into doing a 10-day juice cleanse. Anyone? Yeah. You don't eat food, you just drink juice for 10 days straight. She's like, you gotta do it. It eliminates all the toxins in your body. And I made it like 2 days because it eliminates all the toxins in your body, also eliminates all the joy in your soul. Yeah. Yeah, you forgot to tell me that part, neighbor. 2 days into it, I was like, listen, I'm sorry, I was thinking about it last night, and I'm gonna eat your dog. I'm so hungry. I smelled them walk by, my senses are heightened. But I'm enjoying it. I've been here 8 years now, so it's been good for me. One of the first things I did was go up to San Francisco. I'd never been. I wanted to see San Francisco. I did the tour of Alcatraz. I don't know if anyone's done that. But if you get up there, yeah, I highly recommend it. It really paints a picture of what it's like to live in a prison. It changed my whole perspective. It's like, man, when I get home from here, I am gonna redo my taxes. Time to live on the straight and narrow, I tell you. So, but yeah, I'm enjoying it out here. I'm trying to get back in shape a little bit. I let myself go during the pandemic a little bit. I just want to start running again. I try to motivate myself. I was like, I'm going to go online. Here's the deal. I'm going online. I'm going to order a pair of nice running shoes. And the second those shoes show up on my doorstep, I'm putting them on. I'm going out for a run. No excuses. So I went online. I found a great pair of running shoes. I hit the button to order. It said temporarily out of stock. Delivery 3 to 4 months. And I was like, wow, these are perfect. I'll take them. Hopefully they'll send me the wrong size. I'll have to send them back. I'll buy myself a couple more months. 6 months down the road, I'll go to the doctor. He's like, why is your cholesterol still so high? I'm like, it's a shipping issue, I guess. Not my fault. This is true. My dad was in the very first Ironman triathlon in 1978 when we lived in Hawaii. He was in the, yeah. 15 people went in, 12 people finished. 1978, huge, became a huge phenomenon. It's a big sport now. I was able to go to the championships to watch these triathletes, these professional triathletes in Hawaii a few years ago, and I was so impressed. They do 2.4 miles in the ocean, 112 miles on a bike, and then a marathon all back to back, all on the same day. Watched an 85-year-old guy from Asia cross the finish line underneath the cutoff time, which is 17 hours. He made it by a couple minutes, and I was just so pumped up. I was so inspired at that finish line watching these athletes, and I was like, you know what? My dad did an Ironman. This 85-year-old guy did an Ironman. I can do an Ironman. I'm doing an Ironman. And then I flew home, and then you train a little bit. Like, I'm going to do a 5K. I'll probably do a 5K. Yeah. Then a week later, like, I'm going to watch it on TV next year. But I'm not going to use the remote. So, and we're all on the phones. I'm fascinated by the phones. You all probably, most of you all have, I can see your cell phones on the table. We're all on these phones, and they say that they're listening to us now. Yeah, to do targeted ads, someone said they are. Yeah, I'll give you an example. My friend told me she had her phone in her pocket She was talking to her husband about how they need to get a new microwave, and the next day, out of nowhere, in her Facebook feed, all of a sudden, there are ads for microwaves. Creepy, right? I'm pretty sure it happened to me because I had my phone in my pocket, and my neighbor stopped me to tell me all about her new garden, and then the next day, my phone died from boredom. It's like, I can't take it, I gotta shut down. Not another organic life story, please. I met a wonderful woman, my wife, Linda. She couldn't make it tonight, but she's great. She's from France. She grew up in France. She's been in the States for about 10 years. Yes, very exotic. Yes, but she's funny. We learned a lot about each other during the pandemic. I found out that she believes in reincarnation, which is whatever. But here's what I found out. I was killing fruit flies and she got upset with me. She's like, you know, you shouldn't do that. You don't know whose soul that is. I was like, well, if they came back as a fruit fly, they're probably a moron. That's what I'm thinking. All these fruit flies, they're kind of the eternal moron, the fruit fly, right? Besides, you don't know how it works. Maybe I did that soul a favor. Maybe it comes back as something a little bit better the next time. One notch higher, like a cockroach, or a dung beetle, or a member of Congress, or something. Yeah. Ooh, they got political, everybody. Don't worry, I'm not a political comic. It's too divisive. I don't know what side of the politics you're on. I can guess. But I really don't care. If you're on the left, if you're on the right, you're in the middle, common sense, wherever you fit. I think we can all agree that Congress does a pretty horrible job for everybody on all sides. It's frustrating. They don't get anything done, right? There's two teams and all they do is try and block the other team from doing their job. That's not a good system. If you went to a restaurant and there were two teams of waiters, and all they did was try and block the other waiters from serving the customers, that would be the worst restaurant you ever went to. One waiter's bringing out the order, the other waiter's like, hold on a second, we gotta make some changes to this. Let me just move some things around, we're gonna add that on, we're gonna take that off, and here you go, bring it out to the people. They bring it out to the people like, what the hell, what is this? We asked for a steak. It's simple. Well, we made some changes. We think this is a better compromise. It's a frozen hot dog, and we took a bite out of it. So, you enjoy that. You paid for it already. And I'm going to go on break now and give myself a raise. So, that's my only political sort of joke. If there's any ex-Congress people in here, I apologize. Sort of. No, but my wife, she's great. Like I said, we learned a lot about each other. We got married not too long before the pandemic, 5 months before it hit. And so, yeah, she's not a morning person. I woke up one morning, she was up earlier than me. She was buzzing around the house, whistling. And I was like, wow, how'd you sleep last night? She's like, I slept horrible. I had this dream you were with another woman. You were being so rude to me. I was like, well, why are you in such a good mood? She goes, oh, because in the dream, I stabbed you. I'm like, oh. Okay. Well, I'm glad that cheered you up. Sweetie. So it's a traditional relationship, and a lot of people don't like hearing that in 2022, but that's how it is. I wear the pants in the relationship, and then she picks out the pants and tells me when I can wear the pants, and then if I should wash the pants or iron the pants, buy new pants, throw out the pants. She controls everything to do with the pants, but I wear the pants. It's one of those situations. She's French Algerian. She grew up Muslim. She celebrates Ramadan every year. You know Ramadan? Yeah, it's about 30 days out of the year. And during Ramadan, she's only supposed to have positive thoughts. Not allowed to say anything negative. Not allowed to argue. It's my favorite month out of the year. I love me some Ramadan, let me tell you. Of course, I celebrate Christmas, and she asks me every year, what do you want for Christmas? And I say, more Ramadan. I would like some more Ramadan. But we got married, and then we went shortly after that to France to visit her family. Most of her family's still in France. And one of her friends works in the hotel business, and she set us up with a free hotel in Morocco, Marrakesh, Morocco. I'd never been. It's a cheap flight from France, so we went. I was like, let's check it out. And it was wonderful. And if you've ever been, it's incredible. We're in this big square. They had, it's like something out of a movie. People were like, there's music, they're selling fabrics, there's spices, there's snake charmers with real snakes, you know. There's monkey, this guy had a monkey on a leash, and I love monkeys, I love animals. And I was like, what's up with the monkey? And her friend goes, oh, go talk to him, it's for tourists. So I go talk to this guy. Next thing I know, this monkey's climbing up on my shoulder, right? He's trained this monkey, and then it climbs up on my head. I'm like, whoa, this is surreal. I'm in Morocco with a monkey on my head. What's going on right now? It happened too quick, you know? And we were laughing, all of a sudden the monkey lost his balance, and as it was falling off my head, he took one last grasp, and he scraped the whole top of my head, right? Nothing too serious, but the guy who owned the monkey was very apologetic. I said, no big deal, we laughed. Just a little scrape. And it was a funny story, we laughed about it the whole trip. And I didn't think much about it until I was coming back to the United States, and I'm going through immigration. You have to answer some questions. You have to, like, have you had any fruits or vegetables? Do you have any seeds? Have you been around any exotic animals or livestock? And I'm like, oh, I know why they're asking that, because they don't want people bringing funky diseases back to the United States. And I should probably explain that I had my scalp ripped open by a North African monkey. But I'm very tired and I really want a taco, so I'm just gonna put no and see what happens. Anyway, I'm the reason for the next pandemic, everybody. I'm sorry. That joke used to be so much funnier, and then monkeypox happened, and everyone's like, oh, that's the guy. So, mom's a sweet lady. She's the quintessential mom. Sweetest, doting mom. Always has sandwiches on her. I don't know where those come from, but it seems like ever since I've known that woman, there's a sandwich in her purse somehow, ready to go. We could crash land in the desert, be starving for 10 days. My mom would be like, oh, I forgot, sandwiches, here you go. You want to eat, cut the crust off, love ya. It's great to have a mom like that. Sometimes it's embarrassing. She forgets I'm a grown-up, you know. I was with my mom at the grocery store. She's standing about 40 feet away from me. She yells across to me in front of everybody in the grocery store. She's like, honey, I'm gonna get some nanners. You want some nanners, sweetie? I can make that nanner bread you like. You want nanner bread, sweetie? I'm like, Mom, be quiet. There's people everywhere. Yeah, well, I'll get the nanners. Of course I want the nanner bread. Juice box. Get the purple. The juice box. Anyway, that's it for me. My name's Andy Henderson. You guys have been wonderful. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Have a great night, and yeah, take care.